how small business moves forward, going all the way to our nation's capital to talk to two entrepreneurs here in Canada. Anthony Marr and Dave Bergevin are joining us, and we're going to just jump right into it, especially with you, Anthony. You are running a company called Clinic Connects, and tell us a little bit about A, what you do, but B, how you're preparing through this situation to be really ready to make a substantial contribution. I think people would like to hear that story.
Oh, thanks, Gair. So Clinic Connects is a company that does communications, engagement, and feedback in healthcare. And what that does is it helps coordinate care. So if you think of this situation we have with COVID-19, a lot of the challenges that healthcare has is around coordination, is around getting the messages out to as many people as possible. So a small story about how this has affected us is that we have an appointment reminder business that helps coordinate care between clinics and patients. You know, the patient needs to come prepared and on time with shoes, perhaps if they're doing a test on a treadmill, or with their drugs if they need to come in on a consult. So as the pandemic has progressed, we've had to help our customers, over 1,000 of them across Canada, clinics and physicians working in clinics, change their messaging so that, first of all, they understood that there was a COVID epidemic and that things were changing in the clinic. Second, at the next stage, it was about, here are the symptoms. If you have, we're going to do a telephone consult, don't come in. And eventually, and we're the situation we're in today in March of 2020, it's all about, hey, this clinic is closed. We're going to deal with it once we're past this phase. So our cases to our support team went up 300% in the last 2 weeks. That was a massive load. But the way that we decided to deal with it is that, look, it's not about getting through those cases. That's not our mentality. That's not our mindset. Our mindset for our clinics and our physicians who we're serving is about caring. We're going to care for you. So our support team worked weekends. Our support team expanded their hours. Our support team stayed on the phone, even though there was stress, enormous amount of stress coming in from the clinics. They kept it cool. They helped them wait till they were ready to engage. You know, if there was stress, the support team, our support team members, even our implementers came into the support queue and started taking cases. They would just let them express how stressed they were. And then at the right perfect moment, they said, okay, so if you're in this situation, I think your message out to your patients, the people who are going to visit you, is going to be something like this. What do you think? And at that moment, we de-stressed them. They understood, we understood what was going on. And then we were able to make the change and we were able to go on the day. Now, these changes happen in a very fast succession. So, you know, that's the reason why we have so many cases.
Yeah. Anthony, I don't know what's in your coffee this morning, but whatever you're drinking, I'd like to have some of it in this Starbucks because the enthusiasm is contagious. Now, let's go to you, Dave. Anthony, his business is really pivoting. Yours is a unique situation because ostensibly you're in the events business, but that business has really shifted because of this situation.
Exactly, yes. So we've been in the conference business a long time, and we've done a pivot before where we went from a recording events company to making apps for events. And then once this came into play, and we started seeing this with the first big cancellation was the Mobile World Conference back in February. And we started saying, okay, things are canceling is going to be part of this conversation, but we didn't realize how quickly it was going to escalate. So because of our history of disseminating content, a lot of our clients, instead of postponing, so a lot of the events, obviously March, April, May, have to just cancel. But some of the later events, they're looking at going, well, what can we do if we can't postpone and we really don't want to cancel? What can we do? And so this is where the virtual event, and since we've always been a conference solutions company, our clients started coming back and saying, okay, we're not going to do an event like in person. But what can we do online virtually? And so we've been having discussions for the last few weeks with our existing clients, some new potential clients that want to pivot their events, and we're helping them through the process of what they want to do. And they all have very unique requirements. Some of them are in the healthcare insurance business, so they really want to get this content out. They don't want to cancel. They don't want to postpone. Their information is timely. So we're working with them to kind of ease them into a new way of thinking and a new way of distributing content, and coming up with solutions for them. So it's been an interesting pivot in the last few weeks and a different mindset that we've seen with our clients.
And that's exactly what I'll hear from Anthony. Let's hear from Anthony and then you, Dave, about what sort of mental shift does every business leader need to go through right now? Like, can you share some insights of what you're experiencing? I know you're both involved with Tech Canada, which is the country's largest CEO peer advisory group. But from that point of view of the collective who are watching this, what can you guys share, starting with Anthony, about the mental shift that's so necessary these days?
I think so first of all, let me say how proud I am of our support team. They've done a tremendous job. And I think what the mental shift as a leader is you have to understand that your customers are going through an enormous amount of stress right now. And that extends what they have to do. You know, the projects that they had in the pipeline before a crisis like this, it's just going to shift. So as a business, you have to think about how can I maintain, you know, the business, how do I keep continuity in the business? And one of the ways that we're doing that is we are, because we are a engagement, a coordination company, one of the sectors that are most impacted by coronavirus is long-term care. And we have a capability in long-term care that can help reduce the chaos around the home or when there is an outbreak. So what our mindset, the way that we think about this is because it can help long-term care facility reduce or manage the crisis, we want to get our product out as fast and as quickly as possible. So we're working very closely with our channel partners to get the product out, which means we're investing in the ability to scale and ramp our product. So we've shortened the onboarding time from weeks to 48 hours. That's an investment in IT, an investment in scripting. That's just phenomenal. And then what that's given to our partners who serve the long-term care segment and software is a way to go to the market and say, hey, this is the way that we want to help you. We want to help you contribute. And we're not stopping at the technology. We're investing in coordinating our processes. We're investing in increasing our capacity as a company to deal with this pandemic. And let's not underestimate the scope of this pandemic. There's 2 million or 4 million long-term care beds out there. That means there's 2 million to 4 million people who are the most vulnerable. So as a business, in our particular situation, we want to get and help those operators manage the situation, because we know in some cases it's dire and they need to be able to communicate out to the family members to tell them exactly what's happening in the care facility in a mass way. And that's our contribution to the long-term care industry.
So Dave, as you hear that, love to hear your thoughts as well about how this all is starting to translate for you in terms of what it's done for your focus and your ability to pivot and recreate things, and what you could share with other entrepreneurs who are, dealing with the same thing.
Well, so as soon as this started to happen, we were seeing the cancellations and seeing the significance of how severe COVID-19 is and how it's spreading. We took a pause and looked at, okay, what are we doing internally? Because we set up projects in advanced development and so forth, and we took time to reevaluate where we were, what we were doing. We chatted with we did reach out to our customers, some of them that were just returning from travels. So we were obviously concerned too of their risk with traveling throughout North America. And when we reevaluated, that's when we saw, okay, what can we do to help in our industry? What can we do to, and we weren't reaching out in any way to our clients to give them these solutions. We basically reached out to them to see how they were doing, because a lot of times we're going on show site with them and we have that personal connection with our clients this way. So it's been an interesting, sorry, Gair, we have a technical issue?
No, we're good. Sorry.
Okay, because I saw a chat go up. Sorry if I'm.
Hey, Dave, this is the beauty of Zoom, right? We're all trying to learn how the new buttons work. So, and I've always said these are unedited, unscripted. So this is as real as it gets. Continue.
Fair enough. So we took a pause, we reevaluated, and took some time. We did look through our business readiness and continuity plan. We relied a lot actually on tech. Our tech chair is a rock. He's been super solid through this whole process, really supportive. And our team, our group is actually really supportive. And that's when ideas started to come. We weren't going to try to react and overreact to what we can do internally. We were just going to take our time to again, reach out, seeing how our clients were doing, reach out internally for our team, and take a moment to sort of reassess where we were and what we could be doing over the next little while, and then to see what if there were possibilities out there to help our clients.
One of the things, a recurring theme, because I'm having these conversations and sometimes as many as 20 different conversations a day with business leaders all over the continent, but a recurring theme lately is how much more grateful CEOs and business leaders are becoming right now. That might be a good place for us to wrap up. I'd like to hear a little bit, starting with you, Anthony, about the power of gratitude in these times.
Well, who would we be grateful for? First of all, if you can keep your employees, keep your employees. They've contributed to your organization. They've contributed to your customers and their satisfaction and them coming back. I look at our employee base as leaders. We should feel a sense of responsibility to them. So we do as much as we can to smoothen this road. And if I can take take a moment here to launch away from gratitude, then I'll pass it to Dave. The changes that have already come to entrepreneurs and small and medium-sized businesses. It's a moment, I think, of truth for a CEO and leaders. It is the moment now to seize the day. Seize the day. In our case, it is to contribute, but also care for your customers. We'll get through this. If you seize the day, you will see the end of the. You'll see it to the end of this pandemic.
Very,
very well said, Dave. You get the final word.
Well, I'm very grateful for my family, that I'm healthy, my family's healthy. I'm grateful that my team is healthy. They've been fantastic through this process, patient, and they are. Everyone has been calm. They've been following, what the restrictions that we need to all follow. Even some of them have gone out to kind of help the community with one of our colleagues set up a virtual brunch to help people sort of have brunch. They did this with their friends. I really thought that was a really nice gesture that one of our team members, she set up with her friends just to continue this connection. So they're having brunch over Zoom and they're doing that with their friends. They're setting it up so that people that I think are friends and family. So I'm really impressed that they're reaching out. I've been impressed with our, what we've seen in our community, in our local communities as well. So I'm grateful that we as Canadians are, coming together and trying to fight this and do what we can, do our part to keep ourselves safer and reduce the spread.
Well, listen, fellas, I'm grateful for leaders like you, Dave Bergevin and Anthony Marr, joining us from Ottawa. I met both Dave and Anthony through Pascal Saint-Jean. He's the rock, the Tech Canada chair that Dave alluded to earlier. And, you know, I could go on and on and on with a long list of gratitudes right now in terms of, well, certainly starting with Dana and Josh, who almost overnight created this whole new studio for us, and the people like the Pascal Saint-Jeans, all the Tech Canada Vistage chairs, all the business leaders, and let's not forget those people on the front lines, the grocery store workers, the you know, the people, the truck drivers, the of course the healthcare providers, everyone who's pitching in and doing more than ever before, as we all find new and creative ways to lead together in these unpredictable times.